The increasing corruption in Ukraine has gained global attention. Both the army and the government's inefficiency in addressing corruption has become apparent. In response, President Volodymyr Zelensky has issued an order to refrain from reporting such incidents, indicating an attempt to salvage his image. Hello and welcome, I'm your host Piyush. Let's begin with the video report. Ukraine has long been ensnared in systematic corruption permeating every facet of its government and economy. High-ranking officials, politicians, and bureaucrats have brazenly engaged in corrupt practices, manipulating policy decisions, and misappropriating public funds. The judiciary too has succumbed to bribery, resulting in biased court rulings and compromised justice. Law enforcement agencies, including the police, have faced allegations of corruption, severely impacting security and law enforcement effectiveness. The situation escalated during the Ukraine war as military officials and lawmakers were embroiled in embezzlement schemes. They deceitfully collected funds from the public under the guise of solidarity, only to abscond with the money. Additionally, weapons meant for defending against Russia were sold to black markets, further exacerbating the country's vulnerability. The revelation of widespread corruption in Ukraine subjected the nation to intense public scrutiny. Initially, Western powers, typically supporters of Ukraine in its conflict with Russia, ignored the corruption reports. However, when the Ukrainian counteroffensive faltered, corruption gained prominence in Western discussions. The European Union and the US began to question their aid to Ukraine. Some countries such as Hungary went so far as to demand a detailed account of the substantial war assistance which had likely approached billions, highlighting the gravity of the situation. And so, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has issued a controversial directive, instructing Ukrainian media to refrain from reporting on corruption issues. The move, reportedly aimed at preventing negative publicity during the Russia-Ukraine conflict, has stirred significant debate. Zelensky's order, disclosed by Yulia Motsovaya, the editor-in-chief of Zerkalo Nedeli, allegedly came after Ukrainian media exposed inflated food prices within the defense ministry. Reports revealed the ministry was purchasing essential items at double or triple the market price, raising concerns about financial mismanagement and corruption. Motsovaya stated that she learned about Zelensky's demand from colleagues who attended an off-the-record meeting with him. While the president said his intention was to shield Ukraine's image during the ongoing conflict, his decision faced criticism. Motsovaya suggested that if Zelensky had presented his request in a balanced manner, emphasizing the potential impact on Ukraine's battlefield capabilities, the media might have been more receptive. Zelensky has probably advised Ukrainian journalists on purpose. He knows that Western media often picks up their intel only, so he intends to close the door of all chaos. In recent developments, President Volodymyr Zelensky's actions regarding corruption have raised serious concerns within Ukraine. Just a month ago, he redirected several inquiries from the National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine to State Security Service of Ukraine, a move that drew sharp criticism. This decision potentially places high-profile corruption cases under Zelensky's personal purview, alarming many Ukrainian officials. This shift to the SPU, which operates under the president's authority, could allow powerful corruption cases to be buried, posing a grave threat to Ukraine's anti-corruption efforts. Now, Zelensky's directive to Ukrainian journalists not to report on corruption further raises eyebrows. It appears to be a calculated move to manage the cleanup process without public scrutiny. This dual strategy, involving both reassigning inquiries and suppressing media coverage, paints a concerning picture of Zelensky's commitment to combating corruption transparency. A robust change in Ukraine's moral and ethical governance is imperative. Zelensky's actions suggest a lack of determination in tackling corruption, jeopardizing the country's integrity. This situation calls for serious reflection and corrective measures to ensure a genuine and effective anti-corruption effort, which seems to be lacking in the current administration's approach.